we have a couple of major proclamations. So we're going to start with the first one. And first, I want to say thank you to Alder Bafadari and Alder Gerhard for writing and drafting this proclamation. So,
recognizing March as Women's History Month, honoring the role of women in leadership and affirming the need to protect and advance women's rights. Whereas the month of March has been designated nationally as Women's History Month to honor and celebrate the vital role of women in American history, and
whereas women of every race, class, and ethnic background have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of our nation, state, and community in countless recorded and unrecorded ways, and
whereas women have been instrumental in shaping our society through leadership roles in government, business, education, healthcare, science, the arts, and countless other fields, and
the advancement of women in leadership strengthens communities by fostering diverse perspectives, equitable policies, and inclusive decision-making, and
whereas, despite significant progress, barriers to leadership and equal representation persist, and continued efforts are necessary to ensure that all women have the opportunity to lead and succeed. And
whereas, women continue to face challenges due to systemic inequalities, wage disparities, underrepresentation in leadership, and legislative efforts that seek to undermine access to reproductive health care, workspace protections, and other fundamental rights, and
whereas the City of Fitchburg recognizes the importance of uplifting and supporting women in leadership, advocating for policies that promote gender equity, and opposing any legislation that seeks to roll back the rights and freedoms of women.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Julia Arata-Fratta, Mayor, along with the Common Council, do hereby proclaim the month of March as a Women's History Month in Fitchburg. I encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the achievements of women throughout history, the importance of women in leadership, and the ongoing pursuit of gender equity. And be it further resolved that the City of Fitchburg affirms its commitment to advancing policies and initiatives that support the rights of women and opposes any effort that seeks to undermine their freedoms and opportunities. This is proclaimed this 11th day of March of 2025. Okay, so we have another proclamation, and I want to thank Alder Jetzer and Alder Bafadari for also drafting this one. So go ahead.
Encouraging the federal government to continue its tradition of funding solutions for a strong nation. Whereas the City of Fitchburg, like many municipalities across the United States, relies on federally authorized grant programs to support a variety of essential initiatives, such as critical infrastructure projects that connect residents to our businesses and enable safe transportation for our children, the hiring of public safety personnel and purchase of protective gear, facilitation of real estate development, increased tree canopy to enhance human health and neighborhood character, and other vital community projects. And
whereas the Federal Office of Management and Budget issued a directive on January 27, 2025, instructing federal agencies to pause the disbursement of federal financial assistance under a wide variety of programs, jeopardizing local projects and creating uncertainty for municipalities, including the City of Fitchburg, one of Wisconsin's fastest growing cities. And
whereas this action threatens our ability to accommodate vibrant and growing business and residential communities, and
whereas withholding duly authorized federal funding creates economic volatility, hindering the city's capacity to deliver on commitments made to businesses and residents, and
whereas the future stability and growth of our municipality rely on sustained and predictable federal investment in key programs, and
whereas cities across the country, including through the National League of Cities and U.S. Conference of Mayors, have expressed opposition to this action and are urging federal agencies to fulfill their obligations under existing grant agreements.
So now, therefore, in recognition of the federal government's long-standing tradition of a commitment to supporting local municipalities In furtherance of economic growth and prosperity for our great nation, I, Julia Arata-Fratta, Mayor of the City of Fitchburg, along with the Common Council, proclaim our commitment to protecting the federal funding that has been allocated for the benefit of city residents and urge Wisconsin's Congressional delegation to advocate for the release of federal funds that have been legally appropriated by Congress and for the continuation of the federal grants program. This is proclaimed this 11th day of March of 2025. Okay.